I have all of our shows.
See, I know. That's why I don't have to download them. I don't have to download them.
You're like, hey,
I'm sure my mother downloads every single one.
You can get one of those? Yes. I
Yes.
have them all. Anyways, the point is it's there, and a lot of people have a chance. They want to be able to listen to it later, which, go for it, because not everyone can listen at this time. Or maybe
Right.
they missed something.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what did their guest say? I want to question that, or I want to hear that again.
Technology is an amazing, beautiful thing.
It is, and especially if it doesn't run your life. That is the key.
Yes.
It's supposed to enhance and be a part of your life, not run it. All right, that all said, our guest in the third chair, first-time visitor
Yes.
to the studios.
Very
of course,
first time.
We've run across her off and on for the last who knows how long. This is Rae Perkins, candidate for U.S. House District Number 4. Welcome to the third chair and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Good to have you.
It is fun. Now, I want to get this out of the way because when you showed up, as I was trying to just say hello, you girls were going on and on and on about her bag. Can we be done with the bag?
Did you just call us girls?
Ladies? I said ladies. I said ladies.
I need to go back and listen to the podcast to be sure.
I have a pretty good memory. He did say girls.
Biscuit.
She has a great new purse. So I was admiring her purse. She has very good taste in handbags.
All right.
It bodes well for her.
There you have
Yeah.
You must be well accessorized.
it. Okay. I got my car keys. Does that count?
Good.
That's as far as I go for accessories.
He's got this little thing on his head.
I'm just good
Yeah,
to I'm just
his
good to
hat.
go outside. Yeah, my hat. I'm always good. I always make sure the hat matches what I'm wearing. At least I do that.
See?
There.
See?
There
See?
you go.
You know.
Because if I show up and the hat didn't match, Denise would be like, "You've gone all day. You've gone all day with that hat on." And
Didn't
I should-
anybody tell you that you're not matching? What?
Rae Perkins kind of reminded us as we were here, as we were waiting to get started here, just to clarify. Apparently, there is a misunderstanding in the listenership about a marital status between you and I. And the question was, are we married?
Really?
And my answer, of course, was, well, yes, we're married.
Yes, we are married
Just not to each other.
to other people.
Right.
Right.
So just to clarify, Denise and I are not married to each other.
Right. I'm married to the mustache.
You've heard that many, many times
Yeah.
where she's made reference to,
To the mustache.
who's not me. And I've made reference to my wife,
Who's not me.
who's not Denise.
Nor she has a mustache.
Woo! Good thing. All right, well, this is going to set the tone. Oh, my. All right, Rae Perkins running for House District, or U.S. District,
Yeah.
U.S. House District numero 4. Let's just get right into this. What is the motivation for you to be running? You've run before, and what got you up to say, hey, I want to do this again?
Sometimes in your life, something comes along and you say yes.
Mm-hmm.
did
I
to
understand
my-
that.
I did that to my wife,
Yeah.
who's not Denise.
And so the way that I look at it is, to me, it's a form of ministry. And for some people, they don't quite understand that. But
Okay.
that's just how I look at it. Some people are called to preach. Some people are called to teach. Some people are called to jump into the viper's den of the political arena. And I said yes. I refuse to live my life as a what if.
Okay.
So, and obviously, as you know, I'm newer in the state. I've been here like 2.5 years, so I'm getting.
Oh,
to
you
know-
are?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
welcome.
I'm a newbie.
You're a bit of a
Newer,
newbie. Newish.
Newish.
I think you've gone from newbie to newish now.
Oh, really? Transition.
Yes, you've made that
All right.
transition.
So 2.5 years gets to bump me up.
You get the ish.
So, help me understand. Give me some background on you. I mean, as far as like, because you're talking about this being your ministry and your call, as you say. What kind of background have you had? Is this like a newer call for being involved in politics, or is this something you've been doing for a while?
The answer to that is not new. So this political thing, which I did not realize until a few years ago, was really something that was inside me going all the way back to high school. I actually ran for student council when I was in high school, and I didn't grow up in a political family, although I remember them talking about politics, and I remember my parents hating Goldwater.
Hating Goldwater.
Yes, yes, because
Poor Barry.
my parents were not Republicans. So anyway, so it's something that was way back there. And when I went to community college in the dark ages, I was the student body treasurer, business manager is what they gave the title. And so, yeah, so it's just something that's been there. And it came up one day, and here I am running for the U.S. House.
All right. So what are issues that are important for you? Because obviously, being a House representative representing the state of Oregon, what issues are important to you? You know, in this position representing Oregonians.
the issues that are important to me, I have found, are issues that are important to the voters. And personally, I think that's more important because it's about the voters and it's about our state and then our country. So, number one, the budget. The budget, over $19 trillion. And to even take the time to put that into something that you and I, or the average Main Street American, could understand is not easy.
That's a number that it's so hard to wrap your head. There's been graphics that trying to do it, and it's still hard to wrap your head around the size of that number.
Yes, and I've had those graphics and done reports on it. It's huge. It's like we're all in debt to the point to where we'd have to make way more than the new minimum wage.
Yeah.
To pay it. So and the way that we got there, it's really simple. The government, the Congress, is not sticking to the Constitution. They're going into areas that is not what they're supposed to be. They're doing things the states should be doing. And it's got to get paid for, and since they're doing that, so anyway, so budget. And we need to get that back so that we are not settling forever and ever our future generations. The next thing that is on the list is our veterans. They are being mistreated.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous. My opponent that I will be displacing come November, he's championed the veterans, but yet, and he just started his 30th year, and look at
his 30th year.
Yes, he just started in January, his 30th year.
Again, that whole thing I talk about all the time, career politician.
That's a career politician.
Yep,
Wow.
career politician. So here he champions the veterans, but yet we can see what has happened over the last 30 years.
Now, when you say champion, is this that saying it but not doing it? Is that what you mean by that?
Yes. So this is real interesting. What's happened is veterans that live in the 4th Congressional District have contacted his office and saying, I need help with X, and his office would help them. That one person gets taken care of, but what about all the other veterans that have that same problem? They don't get taken care of because they did not call this representative's office. That's wrong on every level. If you've got the solution for one, you've got the solution for everybody.
So it's not. So it seems like there's a personal checklist for this, not across the board for veterans. Is what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So we've got budget, we've got veterans, we've got who owns the land.
Oh, that's a hot issue. Huge issue.
Huge issue.
All right, I noticed you're wearing your Lavoie Finicum pin.
I am.
So obviously you've been in touch and following you on social media and some of our interaction before. What's been going on over in Harney County at the bird refuge with the Hammonds?
Right.
Yes.
All this.
Well, yeah, it's pretty interesting. The government is now claiming $4 million.
I saw that today. Yeah.
To clean up, but what you have to read into that is that part of that $4 million is they are going to be doing some major renovations on the buildings over there. So see that's kind of buried in there. So the pictures that and I'm going to step out on a limb, but that's just who I am. The pictures that were on the news the other night, I personally questioned. I posted them on Facebook, and I said, I'm suspicious about these pictures, especially considering they were dated sometime in February, towards the end of the month. And they were supposedly the conditions that the refuge was found in after everybody left. And there have been multiple posts on my Facebook page of people going, I was there, those are bags of trash that we cleaned up. We put that in those garbage bags. That is not the doing of the government coming in behind and cleaning up trash. And there'll be some pictures that will be presented in evidence, I'm sure, based on the comments that have been made. So this $4 million to clean up, it's hyperbole.
All right, we're talking to Rae Perkins, candidate for U.S. House, District Number 4. I want to get really digging into this about the land ownership. We've talked about this many, many times, and I have a pretty simple line when it comes to this. As you know, from the Rocky Mountains westward, the federal government owns more land. In some cases, like in Nevada, it's like really high,
83%.
Yeah,
It's
like
53% in Oregon.
and in Nevada, it's higher. But if you look at the map, it's like massive. The federal government owns so much land west from the Rockies. And then you go east of the Rockies, and you've got scatterings, minimal here and there.
Tiny bits. What you talked about in Iowa, they own
It's
the land that
3%.
the Capitol is on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful capital, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. So here's my question is this. For you, where's that line stand between what the federal government should own and what the states should own, or in some people's case, they say the counties should own?
Well, the line for me is Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 of the U.S. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
It's so clear. And for those that have not heard this yet, where have you been? It says, now I got to get it, wrong paragraph. And by the way, when you're looking at the Constitution, because when we say Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, the section is a paragraph, the clause is a sentence within that paragraph, just so that people understand what that means, because it sounds rather complicated.
Sounds legal.
It
Yeah,
does.
it
Isn't
does.
that amazing? To exercise certain legislation in all cases whatsoever over such district not exceeding 10 square miles. Washington, D.C.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what they're allowed to own, right? And, let's see, I'm going to skip part of this. To exercise authority over all places purchased by the consent of the legislature of the state in which the same or the land shall be for the erection of forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings. I ask you this question. When was the last time any of you drove through the Willamette National Forest and saw a fort?
A fort?
Or
An
a port.
arsenal.
Or a port?
Or a port.
Or an arsenal?
Or a dockyard.
Can't say that I've ever seen any one of those there.
So what do you say to people who say, well, we the people of Oregon, I'll use us for an example, of course, we the people of Oregon, we want to give this to the federal government. We want them to take care of this land. We're okay with that.
It's unconstitutional at the federal level. It belongs to the state. The Constitution says they have to purchase it only for these uses. And here's the interesting thing is there's the counter argument. I was actually up on March 5th up in Portland at the Constitutional Conservatives rally, and we had some counter demonstrators there, and they said, we love our public lands. Well, so do we. So do I. So we're on the same page. That's the amazing thing is we want to have public lands. We want to have places where people can go hiking, get their kids out of the city and take them out into the woods and experience what it's like to be out there among nature. We want people to be able to go camping and hunting and do all those things in the outdoors. But the Constitution was very clear. This land should be managed and owned by the states. Let the people within the state decide what should come of that land.
Why do you think there's a certain group of people that are very vocal about it, that they don't agree with you on that? Is that they don't have an understanding of the constitutionality of it, or do you think there's something else going on here?
I think part of it, a big part of it, is they really don't understand what the Constitution says and what the idea is in that. The other part is that they have this idea in their minds that if indeed the states suddenly really had ownership, like they're supposed to, of this land, that they could sell it off and it would all get
turned into a strip mall or something?
Turned into a strip mall. It would become a concrete village like Southern California. And I think but it's an unfounded fear because we're not going to let that happen.
Exactly. And it seems strange because it's not founded on anything. It's sort of this irrational fear.
Can I just be the poke in the room that says, and so what if they did?
Well, that too, but...
So let's just say a state. Let's pick we'll pick our state. Let's say Oregon has this square footage, 100 square miles. Here it is. We've got it. It used to be federal land. We finally got it back based upon the Constitution, and we decide to build a wall-to-wall city on that.
Excellent. Look at all the jobs it probably just created and the tax revenue back to the state.
But what about the sand darter, the snail darter, or the field mouse, or whatever? Name the cute furry creature that will be the cause celeb.
And so here's the amazing thing is they don't have our wonderful friends who care about the environment, and I will submit that all of my conservative friends care about the environment also. We just see it a little bit differently because the land needs to be properly managed. So we have the choice to properly manage it or let it burn up.
Well, statistically, the federal government does a far worse job of taking care of lands. That's versus those who privately own it versus those who are county owned or state